Hello everyone, greetings of today. Hopefully you are all safe and following the precautions. Today I am going to explain about the role of optical coherence tomography or OCT in the early diagnosis of glaucoma. So let's start with a little definition of glaucoma. Glaucoma is the eye condition which is characterized by optic nerve damage, increase in intraocular pressure and visual field effect, which initially causes reduced vision from periphery to center and eventually leads to complete loss of vision if not prevented, detected and managed effectively. Glaucoma, when it's not detected early, tends to cause a visual impairment which in terms of severity and its effect on vision. Other than in the diagnosis of glaucoma, if properly done, analyzed and interpreted, it ranks above slit lamp biomicroscopy and dilated fundoscopy in the diagnosis of other pathological conditions. There are 6 major types of tests for glaucoma, namely tonometry, ophthalmoscopy, pachymetry, gonioscopy, perimetry and optical coherence tomography, which is OCT. Optical coherence tomography is formed from these 3 words: optical, coherence and tomography. Our first word is optical. This is from infrared light source. Second, coherence. This means in the unison and in the same direction. It applies to the velocity, amplitude, frequency and constant phase difference of light. Last, tomography. This refers to a 3D cross-sectional imaging display. Therefore, OCT or optical coherence tomography can be described as non-invasive method that can be used to generate cross-sectional images of the internal structure of tissues while providing real-time high-resolution imaging of the eye at the same time. This form of instrumentation provides the practitioner with a qualitative morphology, reflectivity and anomalous structure and quantitative analysis, which are thickness, volume and area. It is available in 3 generations: first, second and third generation. The retina is subdivided into 4 regions prior to assessment, namely pre-retina, epiretina, intraretina and subretina. This instrument works with the principle of interferometry, whereby the resulting arms or beams are retroreflected and recombined on the same beam splitter again. The difference in optical paths in the 2 arms lead to change in the relative phase of 2 beams. So, when overlapped, the 2 light fields will interfere constructively or destructively, and then the path difference of these 2 beams causes a phase difference which creates an interference fringe pattern. This pattern is then analyzed by the detector to evaluate the beam characteristics and properties. OCT provides analysis of retinal layer through the presentation of color, which is influenced by thickness and in return influences its reflectivity. To interpret an OCT reading, you should be able to know and differentiate between the normal and abnormal. For example, normal thickness and or thinness for each retinal layer, which in return determine its color representation, which are white, red, orange, yellow, green, blue and black, with white and red having greatest thickness and blue and black having the least thickness. It also influences the level of reflectivity of the colors either as hyper, hypo or shadow. It is important that every optometrist develops the skill of using an OCT, analyzing and interpreting it, and understand how early and advanced glaucoma influences the thickness or thinness in an OCT reading in order to be able to easily detect or diagnose glaucoma via an OCT test. OCT is a powerful diagnostic tool for glaucoma because in the hand of very skilled eye care clinician, it can stand alone or to be used in conjunction with other tests to detect or diagnose glaucoma. It is also best tool for qualitative analysis of retinal layer, unlike dilated fundoscopy or slit lamp biomicroscopy, which are preferable substitute. Although it is a great tool in glaucoma diagnosis, some limitation may cause a large to none reliance of the procedure and the test in glaucoma diagnosis. They include miotic pupil, hazy or foggy media, the lacrimal system, a low signal strength from the instrument, and full patient cooperation. If any or all of this is missing, then the interpretation of this test will turn out to be poor as well as completely unreliable. This is future optometrist Ikra Fatma, proud to be a part of this optometry fraternity as well as a proudly dedicated executive member of Optography. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon of this educational channel. And if you have any queries, please feel free to share in the comment section. Thank you everyone.